What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk about Virgin Galactic, ticker is SPCE. I want to give you a breakdown of some of the data points, the technicals, and where I see things going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 1.55%. The market's been open around 2 hours. There's a lot of volume, so 7.6 million shares being traded. 10.4 is the average. So a lot of eyes are on Virgin, maybe because of the long weekend. A lot of people had time to research and maybe were allured by Virgin. At the time of doing this video, there hasn't been any recent SEC filings or press releases. The last news right here did come out, and that was on August the 28th. It basically just said that the window for the third commercial space flight is going to be open on September the 8th. So once again, that definitely is going to be a fairly good thing. I think this one, so the third one going forward, definitely going to kind of gain a lot more PR and a lot more attention. At the same time though, there was a lot of articles coming out just really concerned about how much they are burning through. Of course, I think per quarter it's about 125 million, and that's from operations and things like that, whereas they did state at the end of their Q2 earnings that for Q3 and also for Q4 they're only estimating to earn around $1 million in revenue. So definitely when I was reviewing their Q2 earnings, that stood out to me pretty considerably, in fact. So of course, based on a lot of these articles, it's not really going to obtain any profitability until probably late 2026. So a lot of investors typically do not want to sit around for up until 2026 just to kind of see a profit, and potentially up until then it might just continue to trend down. So this is where there's been a lot of volatility and just a lot of downtrend generally. But over the last couple of days, it has seemed like it's kind of starting to stabilize. So this is where I'm going to talk on a lot of the data points and so forth. So based on today, within, like I said, the first 2 hours, there's roughly about $93,000 in calls being purchased versus 29,000 in puts. So based on this information, people are anticipating for it to trend up. And if you are optimistic, this is all the calls. So it shows the strike prices, expiry dates. Based on this information, it is anticipated to go to around the $3 range by the end of next week. But when it comes down to this information and also this, it is just merely a sentiment. It does not move the stock price. And as far as this, any transactions over $100,000 on the secondary market, last being on August the 15th. So nothing recent, unfortunately. But when it comes down to dark pool, still very much popular as usual. No transactions as of today on either of those. So just a lot of smaller individual ones. So most likely what is happening for Virgin Galactic today is just a lot of algorithmic trading. So this is why there's a lot of volume based on that. And as well, there was an analyst rating that did come down the pipeline roughly about 6 days ago. It was from Treast Financial. It was a sell position and a $3 price target. And it was from 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, whatever. I completely butchered the name, but whatever. 62% success rating, so not too bad, I guess, for an analyst. So yeah, when it comes down to analysts, like I've said from the get-go, they just absolutely hate Virgin. Because when it comes down to it, especially if Powell is going to be raising the rates again on September the 20th during the next meeting, and who knows about the future, a lot of companies and a lot of analysts do not want to stake their reputation on a company that potentially might obtain profitability by 2026. But based on obviously what they do have for assets, it does show the fair market value, which this is just updated, I believe, as of early or late last week. So it does have $4.11 being the fair market value based on that. So once again, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as analyst ratings, Morningstar reports, and analyst forecasts for potentially upcoming earnings, take a look at Interactive Brokers. Completely free to have a lot of this information. So once again, pretty good stuff. And it does look like recently one analyst did kind of remove their estimate, and that was a bearish analyst that removed themselves because it went from -43 to -42 for the upcoming earnings, the Q3 earnings for earnings per share. So let me know your thoughts on that. But outside of this though, a couple other things I just wanted to share with you based on all of Q2, because of course the 13 Fs have all come in by now. Based on Q2, there was a grand total of 2.582 million call options that were purchased by hedge funds, and a grand total of all 13 F filers, 13.172 million. So a lot of upside is clearly anticipated based on that, and a lot of them are buying through call options. And just based on just hedge funds, it is up 63% from the quarter prior, and all 13 F filers 148.88% based on the last quarter. So a lot of optimism when it comes down to that, and plus even looking at today, you can kind of tell that as well. So a lot of people do see upside coming. Just right now, it's hard to tell as far as when it might, because based on the technicals, it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band and below a lot of the pivotal moving averages. So once again, there's kind of that aspect. But as far as some points to really watch for, with it being at $2.62, it is currently between this S1 and the pivot, which in comparison, it's not doing too bad to a lot of other growth stocks. So $3.08 is that next strong resistance. $2.39 is that next strong support. So kind of keep that in a mental note in the coming days. Of course, I do feel that there is a little bit more of a broader optimism that is happening right now, on which it actually might be able to test this $3.08, because like I mentioned, as far as options activity, that's kind of where it's pointing to. And as far as this, looking at these two indicators, so momentum indicator shows number of retail investors are getting in, and stochastic is currently at 18. No defined trend, but it is at 18, which is considered very oversold. So once again, there's that information. And one final thing I just wanted to share with you is shorts. So shorts have played a very big part in Virgin's history so far. So short score is currently 74, utilization is 81.8%, and based on right now what they're doing, they're increasing 726,000 shares. So the fact that it is green and they are also increasing their position shows that they are doubtful about the, I guess, validity of it going up today. 18.47% of the free float is being shorted. 61.7 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow is just pennies, so 3.02%. So once again, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. A lot of questions as far as where it might be going from here. Based on a lot of the data points, clearly is conflicting. So options activity is very bullish, shorts is kind of negative, as well as the technicals, which is bearish. So I do feel that unfortunately this is going to be on the back of everyone's mind. It's just how much money they are burning through, but yet not really generating much. So I do feel that it does need to pull back down a little bit, which I know it might be crazy to say that, but I do feel that it does need to test this $2.39 mark, and then from there I don't see there's enough justification for it to kind of go below that. So I feel it's going to bounce off of that and trend higher, and hopefully back into the $3 range. But of course, that's just all short-term stuff. As far as long-term, it all depends on how they run their operations, and so far seems to be going fairly well. But of course, they did recently have that S3 to really ramp up on their operations, so hopefully that will be coming in the later part of the year, so in Q4. So during the Q3 earnings, hopefully they give guidance on that. So once again, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out in the comments if you have been buying, selling, holding, what you've been doing. I know over the last little bit, unfortunately, Virgin has lost a lot of long investors that probably just either got stop lossed out or just had enough of kind of the volatility, because this is one crazy volatile stock. This is not for the faint of heart. But yeah, give yourself a shout out if you've been diming, handing, or if you just recently bought in the comments below. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of free promos, and that is with Moomoo. Completely free to sign up for an account, but if you do throw $100 at it, you get 5 free stocks. Each stock can be valued up to $2,000. This just started on September the 1st, so take advantage of this while you can. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Virgin Galactic.